What is up, everyone? Scott Brandt coming to you on this late Friday evening, going into Saturday morning, about 15 minutes before we go Saturday morning time. Today, though, was a outstanding, wonderful day. Hopefully, the video is clearer than what it was yesterday, but if not, so be it. Still have to get on here, show being consistent, getting the message out, just sharing it with somebody that needs to hear it. And so today, just some beautiful things that took place yesterday, last night. Myself and Patrick had gotten together and recorded the second chapter for our book. So that's 2 chapters down. And we've discussed probably doing 7 chapters for the book. So that's just part of the 2 native sons. And as Patrick talks about, as we talk about, hashtag 2NS. And so it's just part of the large net of helping others out, bringing things to the forefront that need to be brought, and just dreaming big for a very large impact that we can provide to others and just make a big change in the world and whatnot. So it's a beautiful thing. And today, with Patrick and a good friend of ours, Mike Marquez, and we just talked a little bit more different things in regards to go up underneath the umbrella of 2 native sons. And it was just beautiful to see the growth piece of just other things that wasn't really considered, but some other stuff that we can start throwing underneath the umbrella and really create a large impact. And it's exciting to see individuals get excited when they hear the dream, they start visualizing, they start seeing things that can take place, things that really need to occur to go and impact other people. And so that's one of the things that it's finding your tribe and finding those individuals that you can work together with. And then tonight, with the Something for Everything business community that Patrick had started as a Facebook group, we were able to get together for a nice dinner tonight. I believe there was 14 of us there. So it was a wonderful time just to get together. And it's beautiful to hear the stories of other individuals, to hear things that they have overcome, to hear things that they decided to just go full bore into and just go chase dreams and not look back, but think about the things that can go right, the things that can blow up and do huge things. And so it's just a beautiful thing when you start hearing those stories, start seeing what people are doing, and just being able to surround yourself and start building the tribe that all of you can come together, share successes, share visions, share dreams, and find ways that you can support each other. Because Andrew Stroh, I don't know if I pronounced your last name right. If I butchered the last name, I do apologize. But he's a guru when it comes to visual marketing, visual media, and whatnot. And he had talked about one of his favorite quotes was, and this is an African proverb, and it's, you can go fast by yourself. And so that's a beautiful thing, that if you want to do everything by yourself, great, you can go very fast. But remember, if you're going by yourself, you're only one person. And so you can only go so far. Your beliefs that you have, your stories that you're telling yourself is only going to get you so far. And so you have the other side of this, that you can work together, come together, and go far. And so it is one of those things, when you really truly think about it, that when you come together, you have the leverage of using the strengths of other individuals coming and working together and going very far, because it's just not yourself now, it's other individuals coming together, working together, and just making a beautiful collaboration net to get to a further point, to get further along and whatnot. And so that's why I'll talk and I'll emphasize, you've got to find your tribe. You've got to find those individuals that maybe you don't believe in yourself. Maybe you don't fully see your potential that you have, but other people can see it. And so that's the importance of finding those people, surrounding yourself with those people that dream big, have the same values, the same dreams. But the other thing that some individuals have talked about too, it's a beautiful thing to be able to bring individuals together that may have differences in opinions, differences in beliefs, differences in how they see the world, the lenses that we all look through. But it's a beautiful thing when you can come together, collaborate, and get through those differences. And the thing that we have to understand that when individuals have the differences, and if you can sit and look and see what they are looking at, how they view the world, it's a beautiful thing because it can open up doors, windows for you to see it in a different light that maybe you didn't consider. And so one of the things that I've talked about recently is next Wednesday, myself and my co-host for the Journey Beyond Divorce podcast, Marion Wilson, will be presenting at 1 Million Cups. And so if you're in the local Colorado Springs area, come down, support. Would love to have the support just to share what we're doing, get the message out there. I also know that it's live streamed on, I think, Facebook and whatnot. So you can go through 1 Million Cups and see the presentation. And so if you're looking to come and check it out, it's a great way to network. It's another avenue to meet different individuals, start building those relationships. But it's at Three's Comedy Club, downtown Colorado Springs at 1 South Nevada. And so it's just an opportunity to come out there, grow, meet different individuals, start building your tribe, start finding people that really resonates with you, and just do big things. And I know for myself and Miriam, I have big goals. We do have our Facebook group that we've talked a little bit about in regards with a extension off of our podcast. And if you're going through a divorce, if you've gone through the divorce, separation, expired relationship, and you just feel as if you don't have anybody that can potentially be there for you, give you that space that you need, provide an area where you're not being judged, and you want to show up and be transparent and vulnerable, come join the Facebook group. It's After Divorce, Grace, Laughter, Lessons. And so myself and Miriam, our vision with that group is to create a large tribe that we can support each other. Because it's one of those things that if you haven't experienced that part of life, it's tough to understand the emotions, the turmoil individuals may be going through. But it's also the fact of just holding space for people. And that's one of those things that I would highly suggest. Go pull up Brene Brown's Sympathy versus Empathy and just kind of look at that, because we'll have a lot of people that don't really know what to say. And a lot of times you don't need to say anything. You just need to be there for the individual, let them sit and go through the emotions. And it can be tough for individuals that aren't experiencing those emotions, aren't experiencing what's going on, but you may have gone through a similar situation, but sitting in the shit with them too, that can be tough, because then you start looking and you start doing some introspection, start looking into your life and just do a deep dive on yourself, and that can be scary. And so I think that's where, and Brene Brown had talked about that, that's where a lot of people have the issue of sitting and holding space for people, because it's not easy to just sit there with another person in whatever's going on, because you start doing that deep dive, you start looking, and it can be scary. And so a couple interesting things that had come from my reading with The Buddha and the Badass. And like I say, I highly suggest people check this out. Go take the book, go purchase it, utilize it. But it's one of those things that if you haven't done the work and you haven't worked on your mind, this stuff right here that he discusses in the book is going to go over your head. And you're going to read it and you're like, this makes no sense. But that's also where it comes into play, where you have to find individuals, lean into them, find people that have done it before. And I highly speak of getting into the world of personal development and expanding your mind and doing the work that needs to be done. And so there were a couple things in here that were stated. And one, it was talking about the educational technology, and it's discussing things that us as humans, we've really got to do some different introspection, look at things differently. And so this was by Sugata Mitra. I jacked up that name. But they had discussed that human beings are not smartphones. We own smartphones. We don't need heads filled with useless facts when we all have access to Google. And I laugh. It's because people have all this information, but a lot of times you can Google it. And I've seen this before too. And I think it was today on Facebook. It was two pictures, one looking at Google, and then another one with mentors and coaches. And Google is all over the place. It's like you can go search and you'll get thousands of different answers because Google's a huge database. With a mentor coach, the approach with information is that linear line, that peaking line. It's going up and whatnot. But they had talked about what we need is a head filled with the right wisdom, beliefs, practices, and knowledge to help us deal with the messy, confusing, beautiful aspects of being human itself. And that's powerful when you think about it, because one of the big things that sticks out there is the beliefs, the practices. But I think the beliefs are huge because the beliefs a lot of times we're stuck with, well, not stuck with, because you have a choice to reevaluate your beliefs. You have the choice and the ability to break down the beliefs that you're holding right now, look at them and see if they're serving you, see if they are meeting your needs, and you have the ability to change your beliefs. And that's something that a lot of people have to do the deep dive and look and say, is this really serving me? Or is this somebody else's belief that's not serving me in the way it should be? And so some people will be like, may argue with me, which is okay. You have your opinion. I love you where you're at, but that's your opinion. Everybody's got an opinion. And so that's the beautiful thing about humans. We all have our own opinions. And so it's just something to think about. And then the other thing that was stated was your work is not about your work. And so this is the thing that we have to be mindful about, that too many people are looking at their work to be the end goal. And a lot of times work is that medium goal, the average goal and whatnot. And so with work, rather your work is the greatest vehicle for your personal growth. And it's right there. It's talking about that personal growth piece. And so I talked about it, I think yesterday, I don't recall, but it's a very simple formula. Growth equals success. And the thing about success is everybody's going to have a different definition of what success means to them. But you've got to look at it and look and see, are you growing? And that was the other thing in here too that just kind of rang a bell. Let me see in regards with where was that? And so this comes into transformation. And so there's different ways that transformation can take place in your life. A lot of times it's going to be some painful experience that's going to cause that shift on how you view the world. The other transformational piece is that slow growth process. Over time, you start collecting different things. They build upon each other, and you'll have that slow growth of the transformation. It's not quick, and you don't see it, and so you may not realize it. But Lachine had wrote in here that the beauty of transformation of that is that no one can avoid it, in a similar way that a tree in the forest grows even though it doesn't move. And so that's the thing. Transformation happens for everybody. But you'll have some people that will want to fight it and say it's not there. And it could also be the fact that you don't want to accept it because it's causing you to question your beliefs potentially. It's causing you to look at a situation differently. And that can be scary because you are having to step out of your comfort zone, because the comfort zone is things that you're used to. But when things are changing, when things are shifting and whatnot, that can be scary because it's pushing those boundaries that is potentially causing you to be uncomfortable and whatnot. So just some things to think about. Real big with finding your tribe, finding those people that you surround yourself with, you can lean into. And then, of course, would love the support for anybody in the local area. Colorado Springs, come out to 1 Million Cups next Wednesday. That's from 9 to 10. And even Wednesdays after that, come out and support. And there's the potential for you to come and share your message. And so that's a beautiful thing, to allow people to get to know who you are as an individual and really be vulnerable and transparent. And that's a beautiful thing, but it can be scary too. So other than that, I'll catch you guys later. Thank you for your time. We're midnight now, so it's Saturday morning here in Colorado Springs, but I'll catch you guys later. Thank you for your time. Love you. Peace. And everybody's all joking about this now, so I guess I'm the let's go guy because everything is. But we'll go ahead and throw out the shaka here like this, and let's go. We'll throw some ninja stars while we're at it. So I'll catch you guys later. All right, peace.